What's up? Happy Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. What's going on, family and friends? Thank you for tuning in to another week of Let's Chat with Wendell and Trinity Black. Let me know when you're in the house, where you're calling from or watching from. Someone is on time again this week. I'm so proud of him. Gosh, 2 weeks in a row.
Good evening.
Did I catch you mid swallow?
How
What are you eating?
was your day? I was eating a little cracker snack. I'm just really tired.
So my day was full of traveling because I um went to see the baby this weekend, and then
Mm.
while I was down there, I made an appointment with Antoine for some stuff for people. So I had to see him, and then I had to drive all the way back up here, um, because the work and stuff,
Which
and then
Antoine that does props?
no, Antoine that does that designs this
Okay.
designer, the one in Montgomery. It's the Antoine that does props.
With Antoine, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Ramelis.
Oh, okay, yeah, you got to call them by his stage name. I don't be knowing people by their real name. Their government. Other than that, so I came home and I stopped by the office and I was like, "Is there anything that I need? Can I just take something with me?" And I was like, "Child, I'll see y'all tomorrow." I was tired and I still have this headache. So
Mhm.
I think we are not 21 anymore, and I just it's so funny because when you made that post last week or a couple of weeks ago about you like running a lot because this is what you prayed for. And it's like I in the same boat. You pray for all of this stuff to keep you busy because we all know that the out of
Mhm.
mind is the devil's workshop. And and so I was just like, I have got to slow down because I'm never home on the weekends. I'm
Mhm.
always gone. I'm sometimes going straight into work when I'm where I'm. It's just too much.
Yeah,
And
I
I was
think we
talking
have
to
to
my
start scheduling. Like it's like the same way we schedule meetings and appointments. You have to schedule your rest. That's what
yeah.
Neandre's comment under it. That's what I took from it is that you schedule it the same way because I wasn't doing that. So I got that from Neandre's comment.
I was asking my parents we were FaceTiming. I was like, "Well, were y'all like this when?" And because I couldn't remember. And when I went, it's like, "Yeah, we was this, and we was always going. You don't remember?" And I was like, "Child, I
Yeah,
guess so." Yeah, you got to slow
it
down
is what it is.
because
Yeah.
sometimes you like and I typically am an elephant when it comes to things. When it comes to memory, I
Hmm.
remember everything. When I tell you, I be like, "Oh shoot, oh crap, I got to do this." So it's like, ugh. But anyway, so how was your weekend?
My weekend was good. It was peaceful. Because I had such a busy week the prior week. I was out of town twice that week. So it was a lot. So I just really just got my rest. Like, honestly. Well, I know yours was busy.
Mhm.
Yours was busy. But we have a lot of things going on. So, it's good to be busy. It's just better. It's also good to prioritize your rest. But it's good to be busy because we don't want to be at home defaulted doing nothing with
Mhm.
ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so shouts out to us parents, and I see Beautiful's online. I see Kenya's online, and some more people. So, announcements this weekend. It's Ebony International newcomer, Mr. and Miss Plus, as well as Mr. and Miss Ebony International. So, if you are in the Atlanta area, looking to come to the Atlanta area and want to support y'all, I think we have to make it. It's sad that we have to say this, but we have to support these pageants and these systems.
Mhm.
One of the reasons why that our systems and our pageantry is dying is because there is no support. And so systems can't, and it's not your fault that the systems can't afford or whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is that if you're able to, please support these entertainers,
Yeah.
especially these newcomers. Um, Come out and support them and show them, because you want people to support you, whatever you're doing. So, Ebony was one of the art is one of those systems that was um, big, booming, and hot back in the day. And they did have some years where they took off or they took a break. And I remember Benny said that a couple of days ago about sometimes systems have to take breaks to regroup. So Ebony did take a break for a while. And so they're back. I think Ebony's been back for about 2 or 3 years now. They're just rebuilding. And so, ironically, we have the King on the show tonight. So if you are able to support Ebony,
Okay.
Bambi, Damani, and Miss Ebony as the owners, and Roderick, I believe. And those, I am a former Miss Ebony, 2008, so I will be there performing. So yes, please come out and support the Ebony family. Other than that,
Shout out to
um,
Bambi and Damani and everybody over there.
yeah, because we walked when we were Renaissance, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it is this weekend in Houston is Stasha Sanchez and the House of Sanchez family reunion here in Houston, Texas. So if you're
Okay.
in Houston, check them out. I don't know their line. I don't know what they're doing, but I mean, I'm sure if you go to like their pages, they're gonna have. I know they're closing out on Sunday, with the show at 2409 Grant Street, Play the Nightclub. But they have a weekend filled with festivities. I'm sure. I just don't know them.
Yes, and other than that, it's kind of um, our favorite parishioners getting married this weekend, Raquel Henry. so,
Yes.
so that another thing, I'm a bridesmaid in that on Saturday. Then this is too much. And then we are about 2 weeks away from the Peoples. If you are in the Charlotte area, please come out and support the reigning court, Gia Cairo, and I call her Delacroix Senior because she has a daughter, Delacroix Junior. But Octavia, I will be competing there. You can always send a Cash App or Apple Pay. Shouts out to my king for blessing me this week. That. But yeah, I hear it's going to be a nice competition with some of the people that's rumored to be doing it. So, another up and coming system. You have to remind people that your favorite system was an up and coming system at one point in time.
Everybody started somewhere.
When you look at the systems that are big and everybody goes to now, one day they were new. So make sure that you are supporting everyone that you can. But yeah, so what's up, LeBling? Hi,
What's up,
Kendall.
LeBling?
Shouts out to Kendall in the house. My king.
Which Kendall? Oh,
it's only one Kendall. It's more than one Kendall.
Yeah, it's like a few Kendalls. I thought
it's only one that matters to me. Let me stop. That was rude. Other than that, yeah. So we're not going to keep our guest long. I know he has a lot going on. Just give up this weekend. Anything else you want to say before I bring him on?
Bless the people.
And all the people are blessed. Listen, those are so funny. Do you watch your things?
I've been catching up on them. I love how they're getting active. Like, I love how Stasha's getting more active, coming outside in her own way. I love how Raquel has taken ownership of the ponytail. Like, I love how people are just really taking control of their own narrative. So I'm with that. I like it.
Shouts out to all the ponytail people. Shouts out to the what is it? Who said that? I'll be like,
oh yeah.
You said it. You know you said it. But anyway, let's bring on Treson right quick. All right. Hi.
Oh, what's up, y'all?
Oh, you didn't know you were coming on?
Hold on. Okay. Y'all can hear me.
How are you? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Well, first of all, thank you for giving us this hour of your time. I know when you reached out a couple of months ago to come on. At first, I was like, what he want to talk about? But everyone's story definitely deserves to be heard, and you are definitely, as I coined, up and coming. You've been in the game for a minute, but still, definitely your story is worthy to be told. And ironically, it's the weekend. It's the week of your give up as Mr. Ebony, and so King, you have anything you want to say before I go?
No.
Okay, so I guess we can start off with that. Treson, tell us about this weekend. What do we have to look forward to? What's going on with that? Just give that Ebony plug right quick.
Of course, Ebony International welcomes you all to Ebonyville. That will be July 19th and 20th. Now, the 19th, of course, for contestants, our registration. Mr., Miss, and Plus will do interview. And then I think we're going to find something to do that evening for everybody that's in town. Sunday, the 20th, we'll do, the contest. So it's all divisions. So a lot of times people have been saying, well, are we going to be there all night? I don't know if we're going to be there all night because there's literally 5 divisions and there's a possibility there could be a minimum of 7 contestants in my mind per division. So it's going to be a really, really good, entertaining weekend for Ebony. I know, the history of Ebony and all of that. So I think I want to see everybody in the building, and I think you will be entertained because with it being 5 divisions, there'll be something there for everybody, for sure.
Okay. So what's the opening? Tell us what we have to look forward for when it comes to that.
So the opening is futuristic. Now, this is a play on the newcomer and Plus because for some reason, I don't know why people felt or thought that Ebony was either canceled or that all divisions were canceled because the newcomer and Plus was postponed due to the snow. So their original opening was futuristic. So my queen and I were given the opportunity to change it, or not change it, but have our own separate opening. But I said, no, we can just go ahead and do futuristic all the way across the board. So Yeah, so for me, it's gonna be futuristic, and then it's gonna be futuristic fashion. So, because I know that's the thing with Makai. Makai wanted to keep the fashion aspect of things going. So even though it's futuristic, I'm planning to add in the fashion elements of futuristic. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, we look forward to that this weekend. You and your queens and your newcomer court and all the formers that will be returning, as well as the patrons. So make sure that you are there. Do you know the price Sunday?
You said who?
Do you know the price Sunday to
Yes.
get in?
It is $40. So it's $40 for 5 divisions. That's a steal. So you're getting $40, and not only are you getting $40 entry, it's literally an open bar. Like open bar. So hey, when the
Open
last time you
bar.
been to a pageant for $40? And
It's an
when have
open
you ever
bar.
been to a pageant and there was an open bar?
Let
So
me get my flight.
No, you said your flight for August the 3rd. All right. Well, shouts out to Ebony with the open bar. I don't know anything about that bar stuff, but I would.
Oh my God, open bar. That's crazy.
That's
yeah,
well, hey,
it's
well,
gonna
I guess that's
be
a good thing, huh? Is the open bar good?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you drink.
good.
But who's the rest of your court? I'm just curious if you can say the names of your queen and everyone else.
So my plus queen is Diamond Asaj Sherrington. She's from Pensacola,
She's
Mobile.
from Tuskegee, Alabama. She just
Oh,
lives in
girl,
Pensacola.
girl.
Yeah,
And
gonna
then of
put some
course,
respect on Alabama's name.
so and my newcomers, our newcomers, are Mr. Royalty, Diamond Snow, and then my newcomer queen. All these long names, this Royalty Obama, like I don't. It's a lot of names, but we got my newcomer queen, then my plus queen Diamond, Royalty newcomer king, Harmony newcomer queen, and then my queen, Zamaria. She's from Florida, and yeah, she's my heart, she's my baby. So come out and see us and support us, and we're gonna have a good time.
All right. Well, thank you for that little plug, and we look forward to seeing everybody on Sunday, 6 p.m. or 7. Is it 6? You'll see the flyers. 6 or
It's
7. Just
like
get there
no
at
shade
6.
because it's 5 divisions. I check-in time is like 5.
Yeah. So make sure if you are walking in the National Walk, remember the rules that they put out with that. If you're performing, remember the rules they put out with that. We'll see everybody on Sunday. $40 and an open bar to all you alcoholics. So, Treson, you have been around for a little minute. So take us back to before you were ever on anyone's stage. Tell us about your life growing up and things that you were involved in, things that you did, a little things that people may not know about you pre Treson.
Um, and that's a great part. I feel like I've always been on a stage at some point. Of course, growing up, Southern kid, all of that. So church, praise team, usher board, choir. So that was like the start and the beginning of that. And then going into my high school, well, my junior high and high school years, I started to do like the NAACP oratorical contest. So like my pastor and stuff like that had me doing things of that because at the time our church was known for winning. So of course, as those people graduated and moved on, they look for the next person for that. And I end up being chosen and doing speeches and just talking and stuff like that in that realm. High school, it gave for me, it was band, dance team, step team, drill team, teaching the majorettes, and that from junior high transferred over to high school as well. Now, high school, I was on the drum line. I love playing the drums. And then after that, things just took off and I decided I had got grown. So, yeah.
What do you mean by you got grown? What happened with what does that mean?
Getting grown, being okay. So this is the thing too. Let me do this while we're talking about my upbringing because sometimes there's a discrepancy about things about where I'm from. So let's be clear. I grew up, I'm from Memphis. I claim Memphis. Let's be clear about that. But I also, in my upbringing, I grew up in Brownsville. Brownsville, Tennessee is between Jackson, Tennessee, and Memphis. It's about 35 minutes outside of Memphis and 20 minutes from Jackson. So I bring up those two because those two places had a part in me coming out. So if you are familiar with Jackson, Tennessee, then you know Taylor, Huncho, you know London that does hair. So those are some of the people who played a part in me coming out in that earlier time. But being grown is me literally being 15, 16 years old, running to Memphis when we didn't live in Memphis at the time, running to Memphis on the weekends, going to the club. So yeah, that's the being grown part.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you were being grown. What did your parents have to say about this grownness and this newfound freedom that you had?
So that's the thing about my parents. Everybody have like a coming out story. So I'll say that there was a boy that had wrote me a letter in high school and everything like that. And normally I would throw the letters away, or I would never keep them because I wasn't interested. Cool. So of course, now this is kind of telling my age. So this was around the time where we used to like sit on the computer and be, you know, AOL chat rooms and, you know, that type of carry on. So for whatever reason, I left the note that the boy wrote me. I never brought him home ever before, but I left the note on the computer desk. Why? How? I still to this day don't understand how I did that. So my mother found the note, read the note, and just, you know, Black mamas, Southern Black mamas, and their idea of this whole homosexuality and blah 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 and this and that. So she lost it. So now she got all these questions, all these feelings, all these ideas, all these comments and concerns. But what saved me, and the crazy part is, and I love telling this story because what saved me was my daddy. And not my biological daddy, we can get to him later, but my stepdaddy, and I don't call my stepdaddy because he's literally had been in my life since I was 3 years old. So that's my daddy. But saying that to say, it's my daddy that came to my rescue because even though he's from Memphis, he spent a lot of time, like his younger years, in LA. And I just commented on somebody else post about that. Like he talked about like living in LA and everybody was in like the same group. Like they would be at these house parties or these celebrity parties, and he would be at the parties because he was the drug man. So he like talks stories about, you know, Sherman Hemsley and Patti LaBelle and a couple other older celebrities that were like at these parties, and like how Patti was kissing girls and Sherman Hemsley had boyfriends and all of this. So it was him and his experience and being so advanced and I guess city living, because my mother is a country girl. It was my daddy that came to my rescue and was like, well, hey, you know, this doesn't mean that, or this doesn't mean that he can't be successful and all of those things. So yeah, like I had a very supportive family in my coming out because it was my daddy. My daddy literally saved the day in all of that.
So your mom ended up coming around.
Yes, due to my dad, I don't know what he said or what they talked about over time, but I'm telling you, I know for sure it was my daddy that saved the day in all of that.
So how was your biological father in all of this?
Woo! Now that's tricky because I know that he didn't like it. And let's be clear, me and my dad, we haven't talked since high school. I remember telling him that, giving him the dates for my graduation, and him saying, I'll see if I can make it. This ain't no cookout, girl. This is my graduation, and you're saying that you will see if you can make it. Now, to my daddy's defense, I do understand that my entire upbringing, my daddy has been in the Army, so he's been deployed 5 and 6 times and stuff like that. and I know you got to request leave and all of that. But again, this is my graduation, and your response is, I'll see if I can make it. So, in this recent time though, me and my daddy, my biological daddy, has like gotten back like on one page, and like he just like him and everybody else. Oh, I see what you're doing on Facebook, and I see what you got going on, and I support you, and I'm proud of you, and this and that. So we're good now, but in that time there was like a long period of disconnect because I guess he was busy. So I mean, okay, I got in him being busy, it wasn't really a big deal because at the same time, it's like, well, I got a daddy, so okay, it's not a big deal.
So, how did you feel about that whole situation then?
Back then, it would only piss me off because growing up, even though I was running to Memphis, and that's the thing too, we moved around a lot. So we were back and forth between Memphis and Brownsville, then from Memphis to Iowa, then back to Brownsville. So the only thing that really pissed me off about my upbringing is that, it's just a disappointment of it all. Like, oh, my daddy will say, oh, well, I'm in town. Well, it wouldn't be until I got to school after a weekend, I would get to school on Monday, and kids that knew me and knew my daddy would be like, oh yeah, we seen your daddy this weekend. Your daddy came over to our house and blah, blah, blah. We had a cookout, and I'm like, I didn't even know he was in town. So he would be like, he would have like moments and periods of leave where he would come to Brownsville and stuff like that and hang out. And he'll say, the disappointment stuff like, oh, I'm gonna come and get you and stuff like that. And I get it now. Growing up, I get it. You say that you're gonna come and get me, but you way out in the country, and way out in the country, it's horses and people fighting dogs, and they drinking and barbecuing and stuff like that, and they drinking. So you really not finna get in no car and come get me. And this time I realized that, but in that moment, I'm like, well, my daddy said he coming to get me. My daddy said he coming to get me, and he would never show up. And at the time, I didn't understand why he didn't come get me. But that was just, and then I think from that growing up and then extending into these same people who would be like, oh, we seen your daddy over the weekend, will be the same people that was telling my dad, oh, your son gay. Oh, your son wearing this, and that to school. And that was the thing too, back to getting grown. So I'm dating this boy, and he didn't know the C. So when I was a freshman in high school, he was a freshman in college. So I'm wearing Coach backpacks and rain boots, BB this and labels this and that to school. And it was all more so feminine stuff like snow boots before snow boots was a thing. So, oh yeah, your son wearing this and that to school, and your son doing this and your son doing that. So I think it was those things that was said to him that also like is where the disconnect came from as well, because we never had a chance to talk about who I was or what I was doing or what I was going through or just me coming up, because there was already people telling him what I was doing.
How has that affected you now? How's your relationship with him now?
We're good. Like literally, we just talked the other day, and I was telling him that I was thinking about moving. So we was talking about moving. We was talking about my job, the troubles and the stress of my job. And honestly, I can say in that conversation, like, of course, because I don't need an explanation. So I never asked her, well, what was going on and this and that. Just water under the bridge. When we talked, it was literally like no time had passed. Like we have always talked. We had always this and that. Like he would we talked for like 2 or 3 hours. So he would say, oh, he would tell me about something that's going on with another family member. He would say, oh, you remember that person? And I'd be like, yeah, Dad, I remember them. And I think for him, he just don't really know where we left off. So a lot of times when he was like telling me stuff that was going on and giving me updates, he would have to always say, hey, you remember them? And I'm like, yeah, I remember them. So I think for him, he didn't really know what to expect. But for me, I didn't want to even go down that road because there's nothing to talk about. You're here now. You're here today. I don't need an explanation. I don't need a lie. I don't need and I don't think he would even lie to me, but I don't even want to relive it. So yeah, I didn't ask anything about it. But that one time we talked, it was like no time had passed.
Okay. Well, that's
Crazy.
good.
I have a question.
So,
Do you think that because of your relationship with your other dad, maybe that helped you navigate into the relationship with your dad, with your biological, because you already had someone filling in those gaps, maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Because and to that point, we'll just say for interview purposes, my stepdaddy always was like, well, hey, have you talked to your daddy? Hey, call your daddy. Hey, go to your grandma's house, which is my dad's mother. Go to your grandma's house, hang out with your people over there and this and that. So he always, even though he stepped in from literally day one, me being 3, 4 years old, um, he always said or made sure that I had a connection with them. And I thought that was pretty cool because it really wasn't his business. He didn't have to like concern himself with that because what is it to you? But that was always his thing growing up. Hey, you talk to your grandma. Hey, you talk to your daddy. Hey, I saw your uncles. Or hey, I was at the grocery store and your uncles and them said they want you to come for the summer. So let them know you want to come and stuff like that. So yeah, my stepdaddy played a major part in me keeping in contact with them.
That's good.
gotcha. So now you have went to the club. You done left a note. You at the club being grown. Tell us about that experience. We'll go into your first night in an alternative nightclub.
So going to the club in Jackson, no shade. The club in Jackson would never give what the club in Memphis gave. Like back then, we had London and Camille and Orlando and just the Jackson girls. It was cool. But being in Memphis, unmatched, absolutely unmatched. So, and of course, like I said, I had always been doing, drill team, dance, band, whatever. So already being in front of people, speaking and stuff like that. So when I got to the club and the first thing I saw was them doing shows, I immediately was saying, oh, I can do this. I can do this. So I won't say what club was my club because that is going to tell my age. But I will say the girls that I saw on show though were people like at that time Tasia lived in Memphis. So Tasia, you got your bucking girl, Tasia doing all these tricks and flips and kicks. You got Stanisha, Monica, my mama, Malika, you got China, you got even then Infinity was performing too. So Infinity, Sequoia, then you got the body boys like Kalon, and then you got Zedric, which is Willie, and then D is the show director. So I'm immediately intrigued by all of this. And then there was Nautica. Nautica was like the Beyonce of the city. So everybody, oh, and Tyranny. Oh my God, Tyranny, just tall and gorgeous, painted for baby, just painted for no reason. So you got like all of this drag influence, and this is my first time in the club, and I'm looking like, what is going on? And then you got the J set girls, and you got the girls just tipping around. So I'm like, these my people. These my people. This is where I'm supposed to be. And mind you, I'm 15. I'm 15 for
I just don't
sure.
understand how y'all was in the club at 14
Me
and 15 years.
neither.
Oh, like what was
Okay.
y'all, girl?
Okay,
Y'all didn't have.
this is the thing. When we were that young, we were so excited about getting into the club. So we would be in the free line and in the, oh my God, still telling my age. So at the door, there was this, the person who worked the door at that time was Ladybug. So I don't know. I don't ever remember having a fake ID, honestly. I know we used to come in the free line for sure. And that's another thing too. When we came through the free line, it was like 10 of us. 10 of us. It was like me, my brother Terrion,
Incognito.
Ellie, Juicy, Christiana. Like it was like literally 10 gay boys and lesbians in the club. All underage, might I add. But I don't know. I think with us is
Were they not even asking for ID though, Treson? Or they was just letting
I
y'all?
don't think they really wasn't asking for. I think being in the free line, maybe they wasn't asking for ID because I don't ever remember presenting an ID. And if
What you
so,
mean
where
the
did I
free
do the ID?
line? Explain the free line.
So the free line is like free before 11.
Oh.
So we're in the club at 11 because
It's free.
it's free, and we kids.
That was
We're
back
kids.
in the day.
Yeah, and they
Yes,
15, so
we're
they ain't got no job.
okay.
Was this?
So
But when you were incognito, is this incognito?
Why you
now
so
I'm
afraid
not
to tell
saying,
your
now
age?
we're not gonna wait a minute. We're not gonna do that. I'm
Why
not
you
that
so afraid to
old.
tell your age?
I was never at incognito. I'll say that.
Okay.
Okay, answer this. Why are you so afraid to tell your age? You keep saying I'm telling my age as if.
Because for some reason, people in this industry think that I could possibly be anywhere between 25 and 42.
Aren't you?
And I am somewhere between
That's
25,
a wide
28,
gap, though.
That's a
or
huge
40.
gap.
So it depends on what day they catch you.
Yeah. But I'm anywhere between that age though. So
Let's
yeah.
narrow that down.
So are you between 35 and 40?
Oh, he's not
No.
coming off that age, baby.
No. I'm not between 35 and 40. No.
Are you over 40?
No. I'm not no, I'm not over 40.
I would think that you're like 29, 30. I don't know.
You're younger than 35?
Yes.
I think so.
Wow. I would have thought
I
you
know.
38-ish.
I
But he
know.
came out at 15.
But he came out at 12 in the free line. So I forget y'all. Some of y'all just
That's what throws people off, how many years they've been seeing you.
that's what
Yeah.
it is. Because when you come out so young, it's like,
So
oh,
young.
she's 50. No, she's 22.
Right, because you're about to celebrate your 20th anniversary.
Right. It's like, what are you doing? But okay, so you in the club, you see your people, Jay setting, doing shows. When did you know it was time for you to start doing them?
Immediately.
Okay. Tell us
I
about
saw
that.
it and I knew for real, I knew that I wanted to do it and be a part immediately. But at that time, I will be honest, Memphis was so strict, and I didn't live in Memphis at the time. Like I could come and stay for days at a time. Well, not days at a time. I could stay a night. After that, my mama like, hey, where you at? And at the time, Memphis was so strict on they were having rehearsals, and it was no way I could get to the city on a Wednesday or Thursday for rehearsal. So it never happened. But being that we were in a group and it was like a popular group, we became a popular group of gay boys and lesbians. So what happened was I started doing like backup dancing for like my stud brothers on Friday night. And that was cool. Doing the little backup dancing was cool because we would create routines and stuff. We're kids, so we got time to create routines and all of this. So that was cool, but I wanted to like perform myself. But I didn't get a chance to perform in Memphis at all because I don't think well, one, I could never get to rehearsal. And I don't think they really saw it for me like that for real. So I didn't start performing until I graduated high school and moved to Nashville. And that's
So
when I started.
why do you feel they didn't see it for you? What's that about?
I was literally a kid. And then it's like, here we go. I was a kid. So at that time, for real, who was going to put this little boy in drag? Ain't nobody got time for that, for real. Because my mother, Malika, became my mother when I was 16. Like literally, I remember her and my brother who passed away, Andreas. And if y'all know Andreas, y'all know how Andreas used to whip up some hair. So it was Andreas and my mama standing outside the club. And she called me over and she asked me she was like, what's your name? And I told her, and I think my name at the time was Kamari. So I said, my name Kamari. She was like, where you from? I said, Jackson. She was like, Jackson, Tennessee or Jackson, Mississippi? Because we don't like them Jackson, Mississippi girls.
Uh-huh.
And I said, oh, I'm from Jackson, Tennessee. And she was like, okay. And she looked at Andreas and she was like, he's sickening, ain't he? And he fish. Oh, that's going to be your brother. That's going to be my child. And that has been my mother ever since. My only mother ever since. But even
You
with
did
her
drag? You asked to come on, so you're gonna talk.
And you the one kind of introduced it.
So in my, I'll say this.
That's a yes or no.
In my younger years, for real, the boy and the sex siren and all that stuff that you see today, I didn't see that in myself at all. For me, I was such an awkward boy that so awkward to me that I truly and honestly almost became a girl.
I had heard that. I didn't know how true it was.
Yeah. But yeah, like I just like as a boy, it was so awkward. Like times was so awkward for me. Like it just didn't say boy at all for a good period of time. So it was, but back to the point of being there on Thursdays and Fridays and stuff, or Wednesdays or Thursdays for rehearsal, there was like, it was no way I could get there for rehearsal. So, and then even though my mother was my mother, her focus still wasn't shows and pageants. What you doing in school? You down here every weekend, but what your grades looking like? You was here I saw you on Friday. How you stay here from Friday and then you at the park on Sunday? Did you go to school? Like it was given that. So like for the longest time, she only cared about what I was doing in school. Like no shows, no pageants, no nothing.
Good. That's good. So you done found your tribe, you done got your mother, you almost becoming a girl. The Memphis scene is very strict. I remember coming up, that was booked as Miss Black Continental, and D did not play with that showcase. It's interesting enough. We need that back, but he did not play with that. So trying to find your space and your in between, when did you know you finally had it?
I think, and I'll say this, for me, what my mother thinks, my biological mother, what my mother thinks and how my mother feels is extremely important to me. Even to this day, I don't do certain things or go certain places because I care what my mother thinks. And that's just because of my upbringing. So I never wanted a day where a friend would have to call my mother and say that, oh, you know, we found him here or we found him there or something like that. So, or I'm just having a good time playing with drugs or something. And, oh, you know, somebody has to deliver that news to my mother. So for that, saying that to say, that's why I'm very cautious with, even to this day, what I do, where I go. Like drug use is an absolute no for me. And also that's why I did not, even when I graduated and moved to Nashville and did the whole little, I call it plan now, but that was a whole thing, the deciding factor of why I would never truly be a girl, because being a girl and my mother and the concern of my mother and the feelings and the views of my mother outweighs that. Like my mother, even to this day, my mother outweighs like me and my things and my opinions of the life that I have set for myself. I always say, well, what does my mama think? Or what would my mama say? Or how my mama would feel? So, and being that I'm the only of my immediate siblings, because mind you, my stepdaddy is my stepdaddy. He's much older than my mother. So I literally have 15 siblings. But my immediate siblings, so I call them my immediate siblings because we grew up in the house together. And I'm my mother's only boy, and I'm the oldest. So the driving force and factor of me not being a girl is simply because I have 3 little sisters. And I was like, I'm her only boy.
Well, the driving force is that you were not supposed to be a girl. It has nothing to do with it.
I think maybe
Thank you for not transitioning and you really not wanting to be one. We see too many of that today. Right. So that's the driving force. You just weren't supposed to be a girl. Because if you were, no matter what your mom or anything felt, you would have. It's a life and death situation. I think that people need to.
I think so too, for real. Because even in that 15, forget 15, that 13 to like 20, 13 or 20 was very awkward for me as a boy. I was like, what? Why I'm not, why I'm not bodied, or why I don't have this, or why am I not masculine is basically what it is. And that's what created that girl thing, because I'm like, well, you not giving boy. This not saying boy. Nothing about this says man. Nothing, like, it's not giving that. But being in Nashville, it's like when things kind of like shifted for me. And that's when I met like Akayla Cartier, and Akayla is the owner of Glamour City. So it was like, and at that time, it was like a big group of them. It was like Akayla, Kieran, and like two other siblings of theirs, and they were the Cartiers. And of course, the Cartiers stemming from Diamond Cartier. So being in Nashville, it was like, even still then, it gave, I don't know about this boy stuff, but I don't know, something shifted, just life shifted. And in Nashville is where I left Kamari, because at the time there was like 5 Kamaris. So I was like, everybody named Kamari. I don't want to be Kamari anymore. So between Akayla and Kieran, my name became Shy-Tier. Now I'm a boy. Shy-Tier Cartier. Cool. Love it. My first performance as male lead was, I don't know the date or time, because life is a blur for me. But I do remember doing.
Because you have given us a full.
But it's still a blur. I'm telling you, it's still a blur, because
Some
I'm
of the
like,
details.
yeah, it's still, I'm telling you, life is still a blur, because pausing on that little moment, like my life from then to then to then to then, to me and you, Trinity, sitting on 3-way calls with so and so, kicking back, laughing, reading, and having a good time. I don't even remember what part of my life that was. Like, life is truly a blur for me. Like, I don't know if it's like long-term memory loss, but I'm like, how do I know these people, or where does these timestamps come from? I don't know.
You're just getting older. That's it.
So you know that, yeah, okay. But yeah, so my first time performing in Nashville was Treson's Last Time. White flowy pants. And at that time, I was getting rid of all of like the girl stuff. So I had like this little girl outfit that had like these flowers on it. So I cut all of the flowers out, because I had been watching and picking up stuff. So I had cut all the flowers off of like this regular little club dress, and like spray adhesive them as like appliques, like from the pants all the way up my shoulder. They were light blue with like silver glitter trim on them. I had rhinestone them. And that was my first performance. And from that point in male lead, that's when life took off, I think.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's first of all, Tara Lynn wants to know, why did the Jackson girls not like the Memphis girls, or what was that about? Do you know?
I was
Honestly,
curious
I don't know,
too.
because I was such a baby then. So I know at one point, though, circling back around to competing, and I don't know if it stemmed from that, but they will always say that Jackson will always say that Memphis cheat, and Memphis will always say that Jackson cheat. So I don't know if it was like a beef or feud for that reason, or maybe my mom was just being a mess at that night at the club and was just talking. I don't know. But I know that was her exact words to me, and I became her child at that moment.
That's
So I don't
interesting that one city thinks the other city cheats and the other city thinks the other city cheats.
So could it be
Interesting.
that they both cheat?
It could be. Thinking back, it could be that. Now that I think about it, because I mean, Jackson got some good drag, and Memphis was heavy drag back then. So maybe that's what it was.
But
It's
I find
okay.
it interesting what you were saying about as far as finding your identity, because I always talk about this toxic masculinity that even exists in the gay community. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like that goes into why what Trinity kind of referenced earlier. A lot of the people, they feel like they're supposed to transition because people tell them they're fish, and it's not what they really feel, but people put them where they want them to be. Or with you, you didn't feel as masculine as others, so you felt like, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. So I think
Right.
that that's something that we really have to unpack in the Black community specifically, is like allow people to exist how they exist and welcome them in that format versus telling them where they have to go, because it becomes traumatizing. Because there are some people that transition and then they detransition because they transition because they were told, oh, this is what you need to do. So
Or
I like
or
that.
we know several people that, not to get off topic, they transition for the shows and stuff, and it's like
Hmm.
now you see all of the boy queens is placing over you and winning over you. So now I know there's got to be an issue with their mental. So
Like I didn't have
yeah.
to do this. Yeah.
So not Memphis is late, late, late.
Who said that? Who said that?
Kendall said Memphis is late, late, late. Um. Anyway,
But let's be clear. If that had happened, baby, y'all would not be able. Let me tell you something. I often think though, what if? Baby, let me tell you something. Y'all won't be able to do nothing with me in today's time. If that had happened,
well, thank God that it didn't, because you would
baby.
have. But we're gonna pivot now. We're gonna get to know you a little bit personally. Because I think you gave us a very good uh, talk about how you first came out. Tell us about, you are in retail therapy, so I know you love fashion. Give us your favorite designer.
My favorite, honestly, will always be Gucci, and it's so black of me. It's so black. I say that because I'm very. If it's a label, I want you to know it's a label. I don't want. I mean, there's a lot of pieces that doesn't have monogram on it, and I get it. I know it. I understand it. And the true fashion girls will know that you're carrying a label piece because they know it without the monogram. But for me, it's Gucci. And give me the monogram, give me the print, because I want you to know that it is what it is. So
Okay.
Gucci is my number one.
Your favorite holiday to celebrate besides your birthday?
It's Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving more than Christmas, because even with Thanksgiving, I since I've been here in Atlanta, and I've been here in Atlanta for 11 years, and there of those 11 years, I think I've hosted Thanksgiving 5 of those 11. And I don't know, it's just the thing about Friendsgiving, Thanksgiving, just having people around and just the vibe and stuff like of I don't know, it's different. Like family and stuff, we get together on Christmas, but it just don't feel like Thanksgiving. So yeah,
So
Thanksgiving.
you've hosted 5 times, which means I'm sure you cook. So what is your favorite dish to cook?
Ooh. Um, I don't really have a favorite dish to cook, but when I did host these times, like I would, even with it being cold outside, or sometimes it wouldn't even really be cold in Atlanta on Thanksgiving, but I don't know, it's just something about me and grilled pork chops. So we're putting pork chops on the grill. I'm doing greens, yams, dressing, macaroni and cheese. Like it's a full spread. Like when you come, you're taking plates to go when I was hosting. So, but yeah, all
Okay.
of that.
That's good to know that you know how to cook. What's your favorite place to visit? It can be a city, state, country, or just a place.
I went to Vegas for Gay America, and I love Vegas. Like love Vegas so much that outside of like the tourist stuff, like I love Vegas so much that I was even considering living in Vegas, because I don't know, Vegas was so nice to me. Like I had a good time in Vegas. And yeah. So Vegas, of the states, Vegas is my favorite. My dream is to go to South Africa, because that's a story for another day. But my dream vacation though is like South Africa, like Johannesburg or Cape Town or Durban or something like that. But in the States, I love Vegas.
If you could do lunch with a celebrity, who would it be and why?
Oh, Kiki Palmer. I just told people at work this week. I was like, "Hey, Kiki was here for this weekend, and I wish she had came through Lenox Mall, but she didn't." And I don't know, it's just something about like where she is now. Well, she's always been this bubbly person, but like what she gives now, oh yeah, we got to do lunch, and she really got to be my best friend. Like I love Kiki Palmer.
Shouts out to Kiki Palmer.
Yeah, that's my
Um,
girl.
that's your favorite entertainer, rapper, singer.
I'm such a fan of female rap, so I'm a Nicki fan. I'm a Cardi fan.
Ooh, they gonna cancel you.
Yeah, they are because, and I think for me for real it's because I love female rap so much. Like I mean I'm from Memphis, so I come up listening to Lil Chad and Gangsta Boo, and then you got these girls now. You got K Carbon and you got Megan and Nikki, and Nikki held it down for all this time. So like even if you're girls that don't like Nikki held it down for so long, and I still will listen to Foxy Brown. I listen to Lil Kim. Like I love Lil Kim, Crush on You. So female rap all around is like my favorite. You can just put that on and we can do road trips. I can sow the Memphis rap. I can sow the female rap. I can cut hair to female rap. Like female rap could be my day.
Okay, gotcha. Hood. It's okay.
Mhm.
You got a little ratchetness to you. If you could live in any decade, which one would it be? Live or relive, I should say.
I've thought of this not even before the interview. I've always thought of this, like just in conversation with friends. I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know. I think I'm in the right time and where I'm supposed to be, honestly, because I feel like if I lived in the 70s, I love the disco and 70s and all of that. But if I was an adult in the 70s, I feel like my life would be disco and powder. Disco and powder.
Right.
If I lived in
I would honestly say I think you would have fun in the 70s because of the fashion.
I think so too. But I literally think I thought of it. If I lived in the 70s, my life would be disco and powder. If I lived in the 80s, my life would be, I feel like in the 80s, knowing what I know, in the 80s, if I had been an adult in the 80s, I would have been the drug man. I would have literally been the drug man if I grew up, if I was an adult in the 80s. And if I was an adult in the 90s, I would still be locked up for writing checks. To this day, I would still be locked up for writing checks if I was an adult in the 90s. So that's why I really feel like I'm where I'm supposed to. This era is this where I'm supposed to be at.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
What's your favorite season?
You have had a downfall for every decade, baby.
Like it's like whoa, you no, nothing positive. What's your favorite season?
I love the winter for the fashions, but I love the summertime. Like I love the summertime. Let's show these bodies. What you been working on? Show me this body. And that's
Yeah.
what I love. Yeah. We could just do track shorts, cute accessories, cute shoes, cute hat, body. Legs out, thighs out, abs out, all that.
Okay. Favorite candy bar?
Kit Kat.
Ugh. Okay. I don't understand why people like Kit Kat, but I mean, taste. I guess.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Kit Kats are good. Kit Kats, yeah.
Who has the best French fries?
Rallies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
No
love
doubt
their
about
fries.
it.
Okay. Your favorite alcoholic beverage?
I was just telling this boy the other day that I love Jack Daniel's honey. It gotta be Jack Honey. Jack Honey and lemonade is so good.
Okay.
That's my number one.
What is your favorite pastime?
I'm such a nerd. Even though I'm this little bit of hood, I'm such a nerd. Like I could sit at home and like watch documentaries. And
Oh,
not only watch them, but I'm probably watching them and I got a notebook and I'm taking notes. Why am I taking notes? Like I have a paper due? I don't know. But I'll watch a documentary and got notes.
so I do that too. Well, not take notes, but I'll watch the documentary and I'm googling the
Yeah,
stuff as they're talking about it.
Yep.
Is that weird? Are we weird?
I do
I
that too.
Oh,
think so. I just think you locked into that. It's what
yeah,
you do. You locked in, so you want to know a little bit more about it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
always,
knowledge. It's like
yeah.
loving knowledge, you know.
What are three things that you know you can work on about yourself?
I am, and I think it's the Aquarius in me. I don't know. I am a procrastinator, and it may not be the Aquarius in me. It may just be me. I'm such a procrastinator. Like, there's no reason why today is what Tuesday, and I'm just now sewing for this weekend. But I think it's also because I know that I can get it done. So it's like, oh, child, you can do that the week of. You can do that literally on Saturday. So,
Mhm.
but I'm a big procrastinator. That's number one.
Mhm.
Um, Number two is I need to stop downplaying who I am and my abilities. A lot of times I downplay how good I am, and people tell me that. Like I'm in retail working because I am not a barber full time, and I'm not a barber full time because I don't think that my cuts are worth being a barber full time. But then, yeah, I see cuts out because I work at the mall. I see cuts all the time, and I'm like, well, you paid them to do that, and I know I can cut better than what I'm looking at, but I downplay like who I am and my abilities. Like I have a hair oil, I have a wave grease, I have a conditioner, and I don't promote those things. I don't talk about those things, and I've had those things since 2020, and I don't talk. And it's just me just downplaying. Oh, child, and it's Atlanta. Atlanta is competitive when it comes to the beauty industry, so it's like I don't know. I downplay myself a lot, so that's something I could work on to stop downplaying myself, my procrastination, and number three will be giving people the benefit of a doubt. Like I downplay that too. I'm like, oh, that's not what that person meant. Oh, they wasn't being rude, or they weren't being shady, or they weren't being malicious, or that wasn't their intent. I see the good in people a little too much, and it has gotten me time and 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 time again because I'm like, oh, let that ride. Let that ride. That's not what that was. That's not so. And to recognize those things and still do them, I think it's a problem. It's a problem to still be a procrastinator and you know better. It's a problem to downplay yourself and not pop your shit when you know that you have been an innovator, you know you have started trends, you know that you are good at what you do. And also to keep letting people slide when you know that they're doing stuff that they shouldn't do.
Okay, so you know those are three things that you can work on about yourself. You've admitted them. So how are you making the changes, or have you began to make those changes?
When I see myself doing it or I catch myself in that moment, I immediately tell myself to stop. Or I try not to, even though it's case by case. I'll say that it is case by case because a lot of times I will still downplay who I am. Like for an example, downplaying who I am as an entertainer when I know that as an entertainer or being in this industry, I've created trends like my sportswear hat. I've seen time and time again. I've dated it back, and I ain't seen nobody else do it before me. But everybody wearing a printed jacket and pants for formal wear, and I feel like I was the first one to do that because I didn't see it before 2013, and in 2013, I was the first male lead to me to wear a printed jacket and pants for formal wear, and I downplay that. I downplay the hat. I downplay putting out promos before a pageant saying that you're on the way to a pageant. Like I started that headed to Westland Newcomer. But at the same time, like I still be like, but what's your place here? Do you really like what's up with that? Like, who are you in this industry? And I downplay that. So, and I see it and I recognize it, but like I said, it's case by case. So sometimes I still see me letting stuff ride, being a procrastinator, or not popping my shit when I should, and I just still do it, or still let it ride, or still just let it be. So I don't know. I don't know what it's gonna take for me to really change and walk into that, or stop people from playing with me, or stop being such a procrastinator. I don't know if it's gonna be like a serious situation that's gonna cause me to like make a change, but it sucks. It sucks for real because it's different when you don't know that you have a problem, but when you see a problem and you recognize a problem, but you don't really have a solution, that's the part that's crazy to me. And I don't have a solution for it.
I think you should look into. There's a theory, or it's called imposter syndrome. And you should look into that. But imposter syndrome pretty much is like it talks about the subconscious on how we're afraid to like really own our greatness because we don't want people to try and deplete it or attack it or feel like we're arrogant or feel like you're this. And so people go into this place of like downplaying who they are. And
Yes.
ultimately, it's like saying that it's ultimately you're doing it not for your benefit, but to benefit others because you don't want them to feel bad. So you should look into it. It's called imposter syndrome. And we all do that. A lot of people do that. A lot of people do
You
that.
better have your notes.
I'm always like that. It's crazy. I'm always like that. So I'm definitely gonna check it out
At least you're
because
so that shows that you are willing to learn. That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
yeah, like I
Um,
like that. I do.
Yeah.
I know you to be a hustler. You have your career, but you just admitted you have your where you cut hair, as well as you have your stone. When you stone for people, your stone. So tell us how, real quick, tell us how that works for you. How do you navigate that with you being a
Because I ain't
procrastinator?
know none of this.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I stone, and that's the crazy part is I joke all the time that I stone like a crackhead,
Oh,
and that's because like, and I say that because I stone so fast, and I look over a garment and like, what? What were you doing? Like, no shade, chastity give up gown. I stoned that the week of. Jada's the Jada the ruler, her look with her in Saint Laurent, the one that went viral. I stoned that in a week. And her top, Jada's top part is no fabric showing at all. I don't know. And the crazy part is my mother always say, "Oh son, you so good. You like stoning." No, I don't like stoning at all. Let's be clear. I'm just good at it. And I think it's my love for the art form. And also it's the love for the people that I work with. Like I love Chastity. I love Vita. I've done stuff for Vita. I love Jada. Anybody I work with, honestly, I love them as a person and what they're doing or wherever they are. So as a ruler, I want Jada to look good. For Chastity, it's her give up. I want her to look good. So it's like I will get your Cash, that yellow gown that Cash wore for North American Newcomer. I did that in like 2 weeks. And all of that looked like it's jewelry, but that's literally fabric. And you can't see nothing through it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a love that I have for it, but I do want to be compensated for my time. I just want to plug that in there. So do not.
well, surely no one is coming to you thinking it's for free.
I don't know, but sometimes you're not finna come to me last minute, which means 2 weeks before you need it, a week before you need it, and say, "Oh, I want this fully, no fabric showing." No, 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 no. Like we gotta be realistic here. But at the same time, like again, I love what I do. And then cutting hair is something I wanted to make a career of. And Rashad is a big force in there. Raquel Henry is a big force in that because they were also at the school that I was learning at. So like they just pushed and instilled in me, hey, you got it, you doing good, you keep going. So I would love to cut hair full time. I'm full time in retail now. I I Uber when I can. I got a pageant coming up. Hey, we've been on here an hour and I am headed to Mr. Black Universe. So I need every dollar that I can get. Okay. If you're watching this, how many people are on here? Because I'm dead
It's
ass.
in
If
and
you're
out.
watching this, I am headed to Mr. Black Universe. So I need every dollar. And you ain't even got to give it to me for free. If you got something you need stone, hey, send it to me. Let's talk a price. You need a haircut. You coming in town. It's Ebony weekend. I'm raining and it's my giveaway, but I am cutting hair because I got a pageant coming up. Okay. So
You really
I mean,
are a
I just need to
hustler.
shove it because
That's a
I mean,
hustle,
I ain't said
baby.
You're a hustler.
I love it. I feel like you just have to have multiple streams, and also too, I think it's the creative in me. Sometimes I get bored, so just going to work is not enough. Stoning is not enough. Cutting hair is not enough. So I have to find something else to do. But
That's good.
yeah,
All right, let's play the game. Name it, claim it. You watch so you know how this goes. I'll give you 10 people, places, things, whatever, and you give us the first thing that comes to your mind. You can definitely explain briefly why you chose that, okay?
ooh,
So let me see who I'm gonna start with. Ugh.
ooh.
Uh, let's start with your mother, Malika Dickerson. Is this is this a part of your
Protect,
crying?
protector. My mother has protected me in a lot of cases and situations, just her and her knowledge that she has about life and her experiences. So a lot of times I do things based on what she has taught me. I move in a way sometimes is what she has taught me. So protect her.
Okay. When you think of Memphis, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Ooh, that city. Memphis is home. Memphis is home. And even though I talk about um the discrepancy of me being from Brownsville but living in Memphis. Memphis is where sometimes, and when you're doing paperwork and stuff, you have to put down a permanent address. My permanent address is a resident in Memphis. Like you could pull up to that house right now and knock on the door, and they're gonna and ask for me. Now they're gonna look at you crazy, like why are you asking for me? But you can go there with anything or any information, and they'll get that information to the right person that needs to know in concerning me. So Memphis is home. Is where I mean, it's where the girls come from. It's where the flavor come from. It's where the heat come from. It's where the rap come from. It's where the barbecue come from. It's where the Memphis is that every Memphis is home and everything. Yeah.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of Stanisha Dupree?
Stanisha is my absolute heart. My heart. So I'll say first word or phrase or whatever would be my heart, my love, because Stanisha has supported me in just anything that I wanted to do, like just my regular day to day or anything like just her voice of reason, like, hey, don't do that, hey, don't say that, hey, think about this, hey, move. Like, I don't know, she's like Stanisha is a good woman. I'll say that, and Stanisha has been a good woman to me. Out, yeah.
Shouts out to my sis. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the night you won Ebony International?
I said, oh, that'll finally let me get up in here because I've been trying time and time again. So I feel like the one word though would be redemption. Because I have done, and people don't realize that I had outside of Universe, I've done International Vogue 4 times and been second runner up 3 times. I've done Metro 2 times and been first runner up both times. I've been first runner up at Sweetheart to Zion. I have been second runner up at Dumar, telling my age. I have like, yeah, so and then being first runner up at Universe as well. So to come to Ebony, yeah, redemption for sure. Like I felt still feel amazing being Ebony because of the legacy that Ebony holds. Like it's a thing for me too because my first pageant ever was Dream Boy Newcomer, and Dream Boy Newcomer was a prelim. to Ebony newcomers. So for that to be my very first pageant ever, and then my very first win, because I've won prelims to stuff, but winning Ebony and having that tie back to the very first pageant I've ever done, that's amazing. Because Dream Boy was literally 11 boys, and out of 11 boys, it was daylight when we came outside after that pageant. And out of 11 boys, my very first pageant, I placed fourth runner up. And the only reason I didn't place higher because the question was, how would you work with your promoter to ensure that you have a good reign? And at that time, I didn't know who a promoter was or what a promoter's job was. So I couldn't really answer. I didn't answer the question, but I got fourth. And now I'm Mr. Ebony, like all these years later. So yeah, that's dope to me.
Okay. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the designer Balmain?
I like all that. But the creative, I love all of that because it just those intricate pieces and seeing, I mean, we see Kim Kardashian in them, yeah, but just the brand and some of the stuff, it's like we can wear that for pageantry. It's like that's for us. I really feel like it's for us. But yeah, creative.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of size 16 stones?
I'm good with 16. Give them to me. If you brought me 16, you trying it, but bring them to me. I'm not your price. And the crazy part is your price don't go up because I'm using 16s because I like 16s. So 16s is, I done went smaller than 16s, but I could do a 16. 16 is my limit. So yeah, let's get.
But why do you feel like so many people that stone hate 16s? Like, don't do no 16s. Don't bring me 16s or your price gonna go up.
It's the size. It's the size of the stones, and because they're so much smaller, you got more work to do. But I'll say this, on my mother's chocolate gown, she has a chocolate gown. The top of her gown has stones as small as like 5s. You can put 5s on your nails. Cash has a gown from me that has 5s on it. Now, we're not promoting 5s, but it's just, I mean, I had some 5s laying around. They went with what they had. So, and then my girl, so I was like, oh, baby, you get every stone that I can put on your dress. So that's how they got 5s. But I think people really don't like 16s because it's time consuming. It is. It's very time consuming.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of the city of Atlanta?
Atlanta is Black Hollywood. Anything and everything that you want to do, and this is outside of pageantry, anything and everything that you want to do, you can come to Atlanta and do it and be it and achieve it. I've been here 11 years, and it's crazy because I've been here 11 years and I don't perform on nobody's cast. I'm not on the shows and stuff like that. And that's a story for another day. But if you want to be that entertainer and you want to make that a career, you could do that here. If you want to come here and work on set with Tyler Perry, you could do that here. If you want to come here and be a stylist to all of these, what are they? Not social media girls, but
Influencers.
Reality stars. You can come here and you can make a living doing that. So yeah, Atlanta is that Black Hollywood. You could really be anything you want to be here in Atlanta.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see someone with the white chalk around their beard and their face?
I hate
that. Hold on.
I didn't say you had it.
No, because I cut my hair right before this interview, and I did.
Well, what's your take on it?
This is the thing. It's called an ash line. The ash line can be achieved 2 ways. So when you see somebody with that white around their hairline, it's not always that their barber drew it on. Let's be clear. Sometimes you can achieve that with a pencil. I more so do it with some people as a concealer, but the brush that I use is literally so thin that you have to be up on them to get it. Now, the original way where you first start seeing that ash line is literally what that is. So after a barber has cut your hair with clippers and stuff like that, they come back around with the razor, and the razor is literally creating that ash line as they're pulling up towards the hairline. So that's their natural skin creating that ash line. So I'm not opposed to it. Around the beard, maybe not, but your hairline, I'm not opposed to it. I don't look at it and think, oh, that looks crazy or nothing like that. It makes the hairline pop and it makes it more defined. So I think if you, for everyday life, maybe not. Pageantry, you definitely can use an ash line. Photos and promos, you can use an ash line. It's not gonna hurt you. Use it, utilize it. I like it. It just, it's another thing. It's like the monogram thing. It's just us being us. Like, yeah, I got a fresh haircut. And I want you to know it's a fresh haircut. So here go the ash line. Here go my. It's just us putting on.
Number 9. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of your promoter, Bambi?
Child. Bambi is a sweetheart. With whatever, and I've come to learn that Bambi will give you her last. I've heard during my reign, and not even from her, but I've heard how Bambi would pay girls entry fees or sponsor them for other things, or give them this or give them that, or accommodate them in their everyday life, whether it's, bills or stuff like that. And then to an extent, these people would ultimately give Bambi their ass to kiss. And that sucks because the money that Miss Bambi is using, if you know where the money come from. But Miss Bambi is also,
where it come from?
She had.
I'm just, I don't know.
I don't know for sure, but I will say that she had to work for her money, whether she go to work or whatever she does. She went to work for that money, and that's money that, as a promoter, she could have been paying her own bills with. She could have been investing in herself in more ways than one, but yet she has such a love for this art form, or maybe the individual or the person or a former or stuff. So yeah, Bambi is truly a sweetheart. So sometimes when I hear certain things about her, people say, oh, I don't want to work with her, or I don't want to deal with her, or stuff like that. And I'm like, what? Like, why? Or what makes you say that? Is it your friend's experience with her? Or is it, what is it exactly that stems to make a person say that? But yeah, Bambi is.
I just feel like sometimes people do have experience with different promoters, but they're not always telling the full truth. They're not telling their side of the situation. They're telling the promoter side. So I think that's it. The last one, number 10. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear the name Dickerson?
So Dickerson is literally my start. Dickerson is my foundation, because even though with everything that I had going on, just, it's my journey. Even when I competed in my first pageant, that's when I became Treson Dickerson, and then the Bonet was added later on. When Armandus became my daddy. But Dickerson is the foundation, is the money, is him, the money being my granddaddy, and I lived in Nashville. The money and I, just like my mama, the money and I will talk about what I got going on in my day to day. Like, hey, how's work? How's Nashville? Are you safe? What's going on up there? Do you need anything? So he's my granddaddy outside of this industry. So yeah, even me moving on and starting my own and creating the legacy of Swae, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody, because I've had my own name before. And at that time, back then, my name was Milano, but Milano ended up being a whole thing with ballroom and pageantry, and the Milans was like, "Hey, baby, Milano is Milan." So that became a thing. So I ultimately dropped and dissolved the name in like 2010. But yes, Dickerson is truly and will always be my foundation. Even if somebody is on the mic and they say Treson Bonet Dickerson, I'm still gonna come out. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, they didn't say Sway or something like that, and oh, I'm not coming out till they get my name right or something like that. No, like that's my foundation. That will the money and Neo. Neo. People sometimes think Neo my daddy, but Neo is my uncle. But it's that training and that teaching from them that plays a part in who I am now. So I'll never like downplay the name. Never.
You have had a lot of names in your short career since you're only 33. You have really had a lot of names, but are you going to stick to this one?
Yes. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I've been Treson. I've been Treson for since November. Well, since 2010. My first pageant was November 2010. And I've been Treson all these years. So that name will definitely stick. Sway will stick because I love how it flows. And I've heard like, even when I'm on the mic and I'm at a walk, or even when I've competed and I say my name, I hear people in the audience like, oh, okay, Sway. Like it's the flow of the name, Treson Swae. And I've even paired it with my kids' names too to kind of see like, does that sound good? Does it look good? Does it like it's a thing. So the Sway dynasty is gonna definitely build and continue. There's no changing. There's no changing. Let's be clear. It's
Okay.
that's it to the end
So
of time.
moving forward, anyone that becomes your child will be a Sway, per se. That right?
Yes, no, absolutely. Because I'm I don't have I have one daddy and one mama. And I prefer my children to have one father and one mother because if not, it's too many opinions, too many ways of life, too many voices. So yeah, if you're my child, then I'm your only daddy. And if you're carrying Sway, then we're gonna do things the Sway way,
Okay.
point blank.
Gotcha. So you asked to come on to tell. You said, and not to misquote you, you said where I'm going in my life, I want to be able to speak on where I am or where I'm going, and I have something to say. So we've got to know about you from the beginning. Your favorites. We played the game. What is it that you want to say? What is it that you have to say? What's in your mind? What's going on?
Um, Honestly, I mean, I think we have really covered a good deal of it just in the talk of it all. Um, But I love this industry. I think a lot of times too, like I said, it's me. It's more so me. I said it earlier too. It's me more so downplaying who I am and the things that I've done and who I am because as a newcomer, truly, I've won every pageant that I competed in except Dream Boy, which was my first pageant. Sweetheart, where I got absolutely nothing. And to this day, it's still crazy to me. Sweetheart, where I got nothing. And Westland, where I got third runner up, but I was a day late for interview and I still got third runner up. So, I mean, all this time, like that journey, like I dressed myself, like there have been times where I've won as a newcomer and I'm in the back literally with two mirrors dressing myself. Like I feel like it's not I feel like I have put in my time. I'm still putting in my time, of course, but I feel like I'm serious about this art form. So a lot of times too, when I am first runner up and I hear things, or I'm second runner up and I hear things, and I oftentimes ask myself, well, what is it about me that makes you as a promoter, or you as a system, or you as a whoever's doing the one twos, and let's be clear, I don't feel like, oh God, I don't feel like, not all the time. I do feel that these placements are the rightful placements in what I've received. But in some cases, I think that maybe it wasn't. And when the times when it's not, the only question that I have is, what is it about me that makes you not trust me with your brand? What is it about me that makes you think that I would not be fitting for the job?
Do
So
you feel like you're not okay? So let's just okay. Do you feel like you're not seen in the industry? Do you feel like you're on the back burner? Do you feel like I hate this word when girls use it, but do you feel like you're an underdog in a sense?
in a sense, I do, because yes, because here, and of course, we all know how tricky Atlanta can be and how stern Atlanta can be. So you will say, oh, the only way to get on the show is by coming out and to support the show. But then when I look at the lineup of the show, you got a bunch of people on there, and I know that these people ain't came out to support first. So what makes it, and I mean, and this is granted, you are the promoter, so it's your money, so you can do what you please with your money. But as an individual, that I can now do what I please with my time. So because you're not holding this standard and rule to everybody, you just said, hey, well, y'all got to come out to support the show in order to be on the show. But these people ain't supported your show at all. They don't get on your show, and they still don't even post or repost your flyer.
So let me
But
ask you this: do you feel like it is a general with these things, or do you think sometimes it's specifically targeted at you?
Well, I don't think it's specifically at me, because I won't do that. I won't say that it's, oh, this is how they're treating me. No. Because I see other people in this city as well, or surrounding or live close enough to perform, and they complain about the same thing. So I think honestly, people, and it is what it is. People have their favorites. I've learned that very on, and I've learned that being in ballroom, because we haven't talked about ballroom. So I've learned in ballroom, there was someone who told a leader in ballroom that said to me, become the favorite. Do what it takes to become the favorite. So, and that's the thing. I don't do that. I don't go to people's house. I don't go play cards. We don't, I don't scam and do stuff like that. So we don't have a connection for that. Like, I can't get anything or do anything for you. We don't have boys together. I don't do drugs. Ultimately, you don't have a need or a use for me. So it's like, you may be, and I'm not, oh, I got 2 and 3 and 5 and 7 mamas, and I got 12 daddies, and I granny this and auntie that. I don't do that, because I don't give those people those titles if we don't have some sort of connection. So if you hear me saying auntie or calling somebody granny or stuff like that, that's because we have a connection of some sort. So because I don't do all of those things, and I'm not in the mix, that's the politics of it. So I understand that, hey, you got to play the game. You are playing the game. So either you going to play it or you.
Okay. So with that being said, do you feel like you have to do that in order to be let's just call it what it is, you're on your way to Universe. So do you feel like you need to be in circles in order to get Mr. Universe? And if you do feel that way, how are you going to start navigating those spaces to be in those circles?
Honestly, I think for me now, I don't have to do that to be Mr. Black Universe.
Okay.
At this point, I feel like you know who I am and you know what I'm capable of. And yeah, you know who I am and you know what I'm capable of. I'm dedicated to the industry. I love the art form, even though I'm not performing all the time. But when I'm performing, it's a complete look, and I'm going to entertain. That's one thing you could say. I am going to entertain. Now, if you don't like the sexiness and, oh, he always get naked, then hey, that's my aesthetic. That's what I like, because coming now, I guess in this interview, now that you know, coming from that little child who didn't even see themselves as being masculine at all, that's why he's always naked, because it's like, oh, now he see the boy in him, so he's gonna always display and show that, because that's who he is. That's my brand. I love being sexy, and that part is the Sway way. It's being bold, being beautiful, being body, and I feel that the boldness we're still working on, but beautiful, absolutely, and body, it's there. So, and all these things can continue to grow. But yeah, I feel like that's a complete package. You know that if because of my love for the art form, if I were to win Mr. Black Universe or any system, I'm not gonna give you my ass to kiss. Like I'm gonna hit the ground running. I want to do stuff. Like even with Ebony, people may feel like, oh well, he didn't do enough. Oh no, I did exactly what I was supposed to do. And what I've done was continue the foundation and continue from where Makai left off. And the person that's coming behind me is going to reap great benefits because of the stuff that I've done. No, I'm not always out. No, I'm not always visible in the realm of being outside, but I've done a lot of great things that's going to be beneficial to the next Mr. and Miss. So I don't know, and it only gets better time after time because there are certain things that I want to do and that I am doing as just being Mr. Ebony. There are things that I have specifically in my notebook. As you see, I keep a notebook. There are things that I have set aside specifically for Black Universe. There are things I have set aside specifically for Westland. So each time it gets better and better. And I just want people to understand that you can trust me. You can trust me with your brand. And at any point, at any pageant, not Black Universe, but at any point, at any pageant, if I'm in it and if we got a toss up of first runner up and this and that, I want every promoter to know, and you're hearing it from me right here, right now, that if a business decision has to be made, I'm good for business. And
Okay,
I stand
so let
100%.
me say that. Okay, I always say that your reign is your resume to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
How you did, it definitely determines what happens. Because let's be clear, you said it yourself. It's politics. They all talk. We all see. So I asked Jada this last week. Do you feel that you have reigned or did reign at your highest potential as Mr. Ebony? They finally let you in, your words. You finally
Mm-hmm.
got you a national. They see it for you. Do you
Mm-hmm.
feel like all year long you did what was needed to be done, or you went above and beyond in that position?
This time around, I feel like if we do a report card type ordeal, I would give myself a B minus. And I give myself a B minus because when it comes to walks, I made everything except the dots and King and Queen weekend. And of course, me being in retail, that's the holiday season. So that's the only walk that I did not make. I went places on my own. And I feel like that's because I'm happy to have the title. So of course I'm willing to go places on my own because I want people to see me as Mr. Ebony, and I've done that. And another thing that accounts for the B minus is I didn't really get to entertain like I wanted to. Like I didn't get booked out like I wanted to. And maybe that's and it's not a maybe. That is me. I've already been afforded the opportunity to be Mr. Ebony. So maybe I should have reached out to promoters and said, hey, I would like to perform. Or hey, do you have a spot on your lineup? Or hey, is there an opening for bookings this weekend or stuff like that? So I never contacted anyone when it came to that aspect of it so that you could hear the name and see me being a little bit more visible other than tipping out and putting out promos and being at national walks. Like I could have definitely and that's the business part of it, and maybe I could get better with that. That's me. I need to get better with that, and I also need to learn that part of the industry a little bit more about contacting people for bookings and being booked, and then in that booking, confirming, when they can see me again and stuff like that. So that's something I can work on. But because I did not do that and we are so close to the give up, the grade is definitely a B minus.
Okay. So you're giving yourself a B minus as your first national on the national level, but you're on your way to Universe. Executive decision has to be made. Why do you feel you would be the better person to let me hold on, because comprehension is not the best trait in this community. I'm not saying that Black Universe makes executive decisions, so let's not
Correct.
click that.
We didn't say that.
But I'm saying what I am. I don't want nobody to take that and run with it. They don't make the executive decisions.
That's right.
But if there was happen to be executive decision, I'm making a point here. Why do you feel you would be the better choice if you just giving yourself a B minus and not an A?
And I give myself a B minus and not an A because of everything I spoke on. And with the sashes, ebony, and then there's also to the side Black Memphis. So being Black Memphis has kind of set the tone of what I expect as an entertainer and what I expect for a promoter to do for me. Then being ebony coupled with that is like, okay, well, now the promoters are doing what I expect for promoters to do. Now, what do you need to do as an entertainer to give back to them to show your appreciation? So going into my next reign, that's something that I can work on. And that's the thing. It goes back to me saying earlier about the procrastination and giving people the benefit of the doubt. When you see it, lock in on it and make the change then and there. So with being Mr. Black Universe, you'll get an A out of me because the looks, I already understand what it, and that's the thing too. I already understand what it is. I understand the brotherhood. I understand that it's going to be hazing. I understand there's going to be opinions. I understand that as far as the community, you're held to a different standard and you're under a microscope. So that's absolutely everything from A to Z. How you interact with your queen, how you interact with your promoters, how you handle the public. Definitely what you're wearing, what you're tipping out in, what you're wearing for the walk, your song choices for performing. And I feel like with the Black Universe name, you're automatically given certain spots to perform. So just being complete from head to toe, complimenting your queen. We don't have to be matchy, but complimenting your queen. So if I am to be Mr. Black Universe, I have things set already in place that's going to bring light to the name just with me having it, because there are things that's coming in the pipeline that's automatically attached to me. And if I'm attached to that, that's going to automatically attach what I got going on in a positive way to them.
But do you think
So,
you're being a little too hard on yourself? Because like you gave yourself a B minus, but the
Right. But
example
then
you
you'll turn around
gave,
and give yourself an A for Black Universe. So you
yeah,
have to kind of
because
mimic before you master.
yeah, I don't think like King and like you missed King and Queen and Dots, right? It was a holiday weekend. You work in retail. To me, that should not take off your grade because that's your work. That's what affords you the opportunity to do what you do. So that should not affect your grade. And I think that performing at these pageants and all of that, those are not preliminaries, right? We know that a lot of these nationals don't have preliminaries, so they consider other people's pageant like a preliminary, but that's not a preliminary. So I don't think you should grade yourself harshly because you were not asked to perform at those pageants. Yes, you could have reached out. Yes, you could have offered, but that should not weigh on your grade. I
You know
think
what
that
you're
you've
doing,
done a good job.
Treson? You know what you're doing? Downplaying yourself.
Imposter syndrome.
but
Because
this is the thing.
I'll be honest with you. I would have given you an A as Mr. Ebony.
Yeah.
I would have definitely given you an A as Mr. Ebony. I understand we're harder on ourselves, and
Yes.
you may feel that you're being honest with yourself, but I wouldn't have given you a B and then
No.
turn around and say, but I'm gonna give Black Universe an A. When
And the only
it's
reason
a
I say
different.
it is because I see where I fell to me. I see where I fell short to me
Because you're
as
Okay.
downplaying your good.
what I
You were a team player. You said that y'all gave in, y'all allowed what they were going to do for their pageant because of the weather. They couldn't do it. So y'all bended and compromised and said, hey, we can just keep that. That is huge. That shows that you're a team player.
Player,
That's a
right?
huge part of the reign, right? Knowing how to
I
communicate. You're stoning for people. You're beating. I mean, you're doing all of the things. Like, you're doing all of the things. So I think that you have to stop downplaying yourself because they're not going to pump you if you don't pump you.
Well, I get that you want. I get where I understand the mindset of. I know I could have did a little better, or I know I could have did this. I get that, but I need you to understand some things just is not going to work in as
Yeah.
you reign. You're not going to be able to make every walk. So I don't want you to feel like because you didn't make dots or you didn't make king and queen
Yeah.
that you have to give yourself a B, or because you weren't on the stage. Let's be clear. No shade. It ain't like we're booking a lot of male entertainers like that anyway.
Right.
So that has nothing to do with you. I just don't want you to go into something else feeling lesser, and you're going to
Yeah.
give more to that, and then that doesn't work out for you over there, because we
Right.
all know the stories that may come over there. I need
Right.
you to believe in yourself that in this reign you were a great king and you did what needed to be done above and beyond.
Absolutely.
So don't downplay yourself to a B because of life situations.
Yeah.
And
And
I
be
get it. I
realistic.
understand that you could have done better, but I don't think you were a B at all. I
But
would have
be
never given
realistic
you.
also. You're gonna get as Black Universe, they're gonna get more invitations
Right, right.
to do
Right.
those things than Ebony did. So that's not your fault. That's not on you. So yeah,
So let me
I
ask
get
you
what you're
this.
saying though.
Let me ask you this. With all of that being said, and us telling you how we feel, and we understanding how you feel,
Yeah.
does a part of all of this play because you may feel little boy? Someone put in the comments, do you feel little boy? So do you feel little boy from promoters, from other male leads, maybe from queens that you have been around, and that plays a part of how you downplay yourself?
Who said that? Who said
Somebody
that?
had put it. I don't know who said. I just saw it in the
That's not
comments.
important.
Okay,
Is it
I
a
see
yes
it
or
now.
no?
I said honestly, yes. And
Okay.
I'll say that a little bit because like I said, as a newcomer, I literally won every pageant or place first. And most of the pageants, I was in the back dressing myself. That's something that you just don't see. A newcomer literally dressing themselves, and maybe somebody will walk past and look over them. Cool. So like I literally built that just, and it wasn't about the image of it all. It was just because I am so serious and I love pageantry and I want to be a part so much. Like even if I don't nobody dress me, I'm finna dress myself because I want to be here. I want to make this happen. So that's where that stemmed from. So even to this day, a lot of times I will still dress myself. So going on and literally winning everything or being first runner up, except for my very first pageant, Sweetheart Newcomer, and Westland. Then it's like, okay, well, the conversation at that point was like, oh, well, Treson, what do you think a person needs to step up? So I listed all these things of like, what I think a person needs to step up and blah blah blah. They should be able, as a male lead anyway, because it's different for girls. As a male lead, being able to like do themselves, understand music choices, doing what works for them, blah blah blah. I gave this list. So then it came back was, well, if you feel like that's what's needed for a person to step up, and you're able to do all these things, then what's the hold up on you stepping up? So after I won Black America Newcomer, I was like, okay, well, yeah, you're right. Let's step up. So now that when I stepped up and I literally go down this list of Metro and Dumar and Renaissance, and I've been Georgia Renaissance, and I went on to do Renaissance, and I was second runner up, and I was second runner up all these times at International Vogue, and first runner up at Metro, and all of these pageants, all these things, First City, Club Jade in Savannah, all this stuff is come back. Oh, well, you just look so young. You just look so young. You just look. Hey, baby, I can't help that. I can't. What you want me to do? Like, I can't help that I look how I look, but also I can't. I'm like 20. 23. I'm like 23 doing Mr. Pageants. I can't help that. So what are we talking about? Oh, you look so young. That's why I'm not being crowned because I look so young. What do you want a representative or not? Do you want somebody that's hungry or not? Do you want somebody that's going to do the work or not? Like, what's the deal? And that's been the thing all this time. Oh, well, you just look so young. And at that point, it's like, well, I'm hearing it so much. I'm like, okay, that's an excuse because who cares? Do you really care about that much that I don't look like a grown man? That, oh, well, with your queen, whoever your queen may be, you would just look like her son. Oh, who cares? Like, do you want a representative or not? Like, you got somebody who is truly wanting to be a part of your system, wanting to do the work, wanting to go here, there, and everywhere and reign for your system. Do you want that or not? And that's always been the issue. Oh, you look so young. You look so young. And I will say this too. And it has shifted in this year, and it pissed me off, but it made me happy at the same time. During this reign of Ebony, so many people have been like, oh, you look so much like a grown man. Like, I see the growth in you. I see this and I see that. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, this is how I always look. ain't nothing changed for me. Like you
But
ain't
they
see me.
needed to see, but maybe they needed to see it on the national level. You get what I'm saying? Again, it's all a game in politics. You hadn't
Yeah,
won anything on the national level. So them saying you look so young, it may not have always been stemmed from your exterior. It could
yeah,
have been what is he going to be able to bring on this level of a national king of a representative?
yeah.
Unfortunately, you're going off of opinions. You're going off of,
Yes.
you get
Yes.
what I'm saying? So maybe they just needed to see you on that level as a national king and how you were going to operate and navigate. You rang with two girls. How were you going to handle that? You know what I'm saying? How were you going to handle the walks and stuff like that? How were you going to navigate when your queen's crown fall off in the middle of a walk? Are you going to help her? Are you going to? All of those things play a part. So I mean, and I say that to say all of that is being looked at. So now that they say that, do you feel confident walking into Mr. Black Universe knowing that you're seen?
I do. That's why I do feel like this time around is gonna be different. Or not even just at Black Universe, but going anywhere else. I do feel like it's gonna be different because
That's
you've
good.
got you've got a taste of what I can do, and it can only go up from there, honestly. So I don't know. I think I don't know, and I still am very much so hard on myself, but it's gonna be different. I can see how a person would say, "Oh, you look so grown up now," but people, I don't know, but people say it's just. And I will say this, even with them saying, "Oh, you look so grown up," they're like, "Oh, it's just your aura too, just like
Yeah.
just your everything is so grown man now." And I'm like, well, and that makes me sit back and say, well, dang, what has happened outside of pageantry? What has happened in my life to make me give this or be this or appear as this? Because literally in my day to day, I don't think anything has changed, but
You're probably owning who you are more.
the people see it, so I'm like, okay, I mean,
Yeah.
grown
And again,
man.
you said it earlier. I finally got it. Y'all finally let me in. So maybe that was the aura
Yeah,
that you necessarily didn't see, but other people did as you
yeah.
continue to walk and perform and stuff like that. So I'm glad that you
I'm glad that you see it. I'm glad, and fuck
glad
them
that you see
people.
it now.
Fuck them people.
Why Black Universe? Tell us that.
It's it's what we hear. It's what we say all the time, and I say we as in the community, other entertainment. It's regardless of anything that you've heard on the background of the system, or anything that may be rumors, or anything that may be hearsay of any sort. The title, and that's another thing about me. Like a lot of times too, I competed for pageants because I love the name. Like I was elite international newcomer because the name says elite. Um, and it's Black Universe, Mr. Black Universe. That's like the top tier. Like even Black America, to be Mr. Black America, Mr. Black Universe. It's like it's the top tier. It's the your moment. It's your biggest time to shine. It's your biggest time to, in all things, give back to the communities. Give back to the community. It's your the biggest moment ever of life. It's your biggest moment of your career when it comes to Black pageantry. So that's why it's Black Universe. Like stepping up, that was my first pageant because I'm like, I have to be a part of this. It's the brotherhood. It's the overall feeling of being in the building on Black Universe weekend, like how the formers are with each other, however they feel about each other outside of that, when they come together that weekend, it's just a vibe that is unmatched. So, and I want to be a part of that. I want to have my name listed amongst that. Like for me, even though my kids don't care nothing about pageantry, I would love for my kids to be like, yeah, my daddy is a former Mr. Black Universe. My daddy is the Mr. Black Universe. Like for my mother being a former MBU Grand, for her to say that, oh, my son is, like, those things matter to me because I hold people, like the people that's dear to me, I want them to be happy in what they've poured into me. So even my kids, I'm their, driving force, but a lot of times my kids pour into me. Like my mother, even to this day, as old as I am, she still pours into me. My daddy Armandus, he pours into me. So And with us all having such a love for this industry, to say that, oh, my son is Mr. Black Universe, my daddy Mr. Black Universe. For me to say I'm Mr. Black Universe because my mother is a former, my daddy is a former, my Jasmine, my favorite, Yasmin, my favorite, is a former. Like I just have to have I just have to be a part of it. I just gotta have my name in that number because why not?
Okay. Which prelim are you doing?
So that was the thing. I wanted to go into the pageant being a prelim king. And I've been advised, oh, you don't have to be a prelim king. I got first runner up at Alabama. So I'm not going to do another prelim because it's like the money that you're putting into doing another prelim, you could be putting that into a national. So don't do another prelim, just be first runner up and just do that. So
yeah, first runner ups go and win nationals
all the
that's
time.
right. That's right. So
Jada.
yeah. So that's why, okay, I'm cool.
Yeah, you're good. You are someone that just don't want to tell your age, but you have been around a good little minute. What do you feel the outcome of male lead is becoming? Is it going down? Is it going up to you? What's your take on male lead?
Oh, y'all finna be mad. Oh, y'all finna be mad. Um, we are walking in a time where everybody wants to, and I guess it may stem from my own thing that was at one point happening inside of me, but we are in a time where everybody want to put these heels on and everybody want to be, oh well, I'm still a gay man. Hey baby, yes, you are still a gay man. However, you're standing next to a female counterpart as your queen, so you need to look like a king and look like a man. I don't care what we so all inclusive and all of this and that, and I get it, I understand it. Good for them, good for you. But again, you are a man standing next to a woman. You are male presenting, standing next to someone who is female presenting. So you need to look like a man. And I don't see that. It's getting further and further and further and further away from that. Like there's a division now where you can go and do that stuff. If you're doing the Mister, I need to see a Mister. I need to see a Mister in the mannerisms. And that's also because I have Neo, my uncle. I have Armandus, my daddy. And if you've seen them on a day-to-day, but when they're on that stage, they give you that. And that's what it is. It's an illusion. You don't want a girl getting up there and saying, "Oh, well, she's doing drag, but you're okay with her. You're not okay with her being butch, masculine, any of that. Y'all want to see a woman, even with the boy queens. You want to see a woman. So how are we so stern on the girls, but yet so lenient on the boys? I'm not. I'm as someone who's been in the industry and someone who is an up and coming legend in the industry. I'm not going for that. I need to see a man. I don't care what's going on. I hate it. I hate that we are getting so soft and lenient on that because why do the Mister if you're not going to be a Mister? All this trying to turn and bring a new narrative and open people's eyes. I get what you're trying to do, but again, you are a male, be a male. Period.
A lot of male leads feel like they're not given their just due when it comes to bookings. You said it earlier. When it comes to payments, how maybe the girl may get 150, y'all may get only 50. What do you think it will take for that to change?
Y'all finna be mad again. In an interview before, not even on this platform, but one time Naomi said that the boys are an accessory. And I take outside of that, I see how men in everyday life, day to day life, the men compliment the women. And then they say, oh, well, oh, well, lately with the numbers, the boys been showing up for the pageants more than the girls. Yes, the boys have been showing up more in number. And as male leads, we should be compensated and appreciated for that. But let's be clear about what this is and where this started. The girls is the girls. We're here for the excitement because the girls giving you hair, they're giving you makeup, they're giving you beats and gowns and all of that. So with a girl, you're able to give more of an illusion than the male. So with the boy, you finna either one, put on a costume, or you finna dance, or you finna be naked. So you're already to a limited demographic because some people don't want to see costumes on the male. Some people don't want to see a male dancing. Some people don't want to see a particular guy getting naked because maybe they don't have a fantasy or they don't see it for that particular guy. So a lot of times I get it. We don't get the 150 when a girl has done three as a crowd 1,000 times, but this whole industry has been created around that. It's been created around the girl. So yes, we should be appreciated and compensated. So no $50, no. But do you think you should be paid the 150? I mean, the boys deserve, if we're doing a pay of 150, the boys deserve $100. Now you're not finna play us like always just a male lead. So we just gonna give you $50. No, we still spent our time, our energy, our money, our resources. We still either sew for ourselves or we have to go to somebody to create a look to present on your show. So please be appreciative of our time. Please be appreciative of our love for the industry and pay us. So yeah, you can give us $100 if you're giving them 150 because more than likely we done saw that three as a crowd wig and we done saw that three as a crowd dress probably doing Tony Braxton. So it's okay, but it's just the dramatics of the girl. We going up for the girl, but pay them boys, pay us boys because we showing up like the girls showing up, if not more sometimes.
Why would you say, give us one reason that pageantry is dying?
Social media. Social media in all aspects. Don't nobody want to be on nobody's Monday live. Don't nobody want to be ridiculed in the shares and the comments of a pageant. Or don't nobody want to, like if somebody goes live at a pageant, don't nobody want to, when they come out for their category, and go back and watch the live and see all the negative comments of people who ain't even at the pageant. You're in the comments from the comfort of your home. So people don't want to deal with that. People don't want to deal with the outlets and the blogs about pageantry. People don't want to deal with that. And then also on a flip side, saying social media, I could be at home doing thirst traps and become a social media celebrity. I could be in my kitchen right now doing cook with me videos and become a social media celebrity. I could be doing get ready with me's with different fashions and become a social media celebrity. So you have social media as a whole that has now changed the trajectory of what a celebrity is. Like at one point you would love to meet a Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so because you had to be in that city to meet her or meet him. And now you can see them and everybody else on social media doing the same thing. So there are other outlets and avenues via social media to become a celebrity. So now I don't have to pay $5,000, $10,000 on a pageant package and possibly get nothing when I can go over here and get 100,000 followers, 200,000 followers, 500,000 followers, and social media is paying me for the content that I'm putting out from the privacy of the comfort of my home. So that's the reason why numbers have changed. I mean, we can always go back to the original. Hey, ain't nobody, checks ain't getting, the work ain't hitting. Yes, that's the thing too. But there are so many other ways to become that girl or that boy, and it's not just pageantry anymore.
If you had to choose between ballroom or pageantry, which one would you choose?
I tell people all the time, and I'm gonna stick with it. I ain't changing on it. Ball pageantry over ballroom. And I tell my ballroom people all the time. The reason why I choose pageantry over ballroom is because you can win a pageant on Friday. And if there's a pageant on Saturday, more than likely you're going to be booked to perform and you're going to do the walk and you're going to be recognized as Mr. or Miss so and so for the next 365 days. Even after you give up the pageant, you got first year back as a former, fifth year as a former, 10 years as a former, 20, 25, whatever. You have that legacy as a former of this particular pageantry system for the rest of your life. At a ball, you can win a ball on Friday, and that Saturday at the aftermath, they want to see if you can do it again. You can win all these balls and be Mr. or Miss so-and-so, your category of the year, sex harem of the year, best dressed of the year, Vogue film queen of the year, face of the year, and yet at the bare minimum, there's a ballroom alliance where there are people that throw balls and just throw balls because they want to throw balls, but there are people under an alliance. And under that alliance, because you're of the year, I feel like because if you are of the year, you've proven yourself for the year. So every ball that is an alliance ball, I hope y'all tapped into this. Every ball that's an alliance ball, those of the years should get into those balls for free because they've already proved themselves the year before. That's how they got there of the year. So you should let them in every of the year ball for the year for free because they've already put their time in for the year. But ballroom doesn't work like that. Literally, if you win a ball on Friday, Saturday, let's see if you can do it again. We don't really care about what you won on Friday. So that's why I choose pageantry over ballroom.
Okay, gotcha. What is next after you win Universe? Then what other systems are you looking at?
I owe King and Queen. I owe King because I have been following the system since they were in the Midwest. Even during the pandemic, when they was going to have a virtual prelim, I was I was in conversation to do it. So I feel like I owe it to them because a lot of times I'm not going to lie. Truth be told, I put a lot of pages on the back burner because I want to be Mr. Black Universe so bad. So the time where I could have worked through the season and at work and my real job, worked through the season and did favors and stuff like that and said, hey, give me the weekend off for King and Queen so I can go compete. I spent my time elsewhere. So like, I don't know, I feel like I owe them because I've said, oh, I'm coming. And I love the whole vibe of what the system is and Rashawn being a competitor now, a promoter, you know what it is. So you've been on both sides of it. So I have to get a piece of that for sure.
Okay.
Westland, I still got to get Westland because it's just something about it. It's something about Westland that I have to have because I mean, I did the newcomer and I didn't win the newcomer. I got third runner up. I was a day late for interview and still got third runner up. So it's like, even when I went to compete and I got second, I'm like, yo, I still got to come back around here one more time. Well, not one more time. One more time. And then, I mean, I still need International Vogue because International Vogue is in my city. And I'm about to say, how dare you, but no shade. A couple people step in front of me. And I just gotta have International Vogue. I'm sorry, it's my city. I feel like I would do International Vogue. Well, I love Keytrig and James, and I just love the system, the formats, and everything. And again, it's in my city, so I have to have that. And then that's really it. I've been doing research about these other pageants that's been like overseas and stuff like that, and I'm really headed that direction. Like I've been in contact with people or promoters or however they work that over there. So like how there's International Queen, there are other pageants over there that's for boys. And I've been like in contact with the people and pictures and photos and biographies and all of that. So I think that's what's going to be next for me really is going over there to compete. Yeah.
Did your phone freeze? I don't see you. Do you see him, King?
I don't see him.
I don't see him. Somebody called him.
What I need to do? Hold on.
You might have.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
coming back.
it's like it's coming back.
Y'all got me? I'm back.
No.
No,
Oh,
somebody must have called you.
I don't know. I have
Um,
a call.
we see the screen, we just can't see you. Oh,
I don't know.
you might have to go back out and come back in.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. While we're waiting on him to finish up, guys, don't forget this weekend, Ebony International in Atlanta, Georgia. Peoples will be on August 3rd. Right there, send me some money. Miss Texas is coming up. When?
August 22nd, final night
Oh, okay.
here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, so. Okay.
Sanchez reunion this weekend. If you're in Houston, check out Stasha and the fam.
That should be fun.
I'm not gonna be here, but I wish I was here to
Where are you
see.
going to be? Are you going to Mexico, right?
No, this week I have to go to Dallas.
You worse than me. You
I
worse than
know.
me. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to finish up with him, y'all. Another 5 minutes and see you on your way. Yeah, he froze. He froze. Him froze. I hope you can come back.
I know. Maybe it's something really wrong with his internet or something. Because that was weird. He said that he didn't get a phone call, so that came out
There
of
we go.
nowhere.
Okay. Sorry,
Okay.
Treson.
Hey, all right.
It's
Yeah.
okay. So tell us, I guess my next question is to kind of close up. Who are some of your who would you put on the Mount Rushmore for male leads and when it comes to you?
Um,
Four male leads that you look up to that you think is just the cat's meow, has put in work. Who would you say?
I will say because that's the thing. Growing up, I didn't really have like the male leads. Like I didn't have any of that.
You looking at
Okay,
the
so who would it be
girls.
now though? Since you
He was
didn't
looking
have
at
them
the
growing up.
girls back then.
But he's a male lead. I want four male leads.
I will say this because like how people have the stories of like older male leads starting out, and in my mind, I think like, where was I? How did I not know these people? But I will say this: my top or my Mount Rushmore would be Rayshawn Montrese, of course. And that's just because of the legacy and that work that's put in. Like he has the big ones, the big ones. I mean, hey, you can't beat that. You can't compare. You can't compete with that. My blueprint, of course, being Neo, because that's true, and where he got his teachings and stuff from, of course, it's credited to them. But it was Neo for me that was my blueprint, my direct, hey, this is what we're doing.
Okay. Two more.
Somebody that is amazing in their journey, in their story to me, and I love their how they move and the things they've won and them still being present and visible, is King Angel. Angel is definitely in that Mount Rushmore for me.
Okay.
And then my last one would have to be my daddy, Armandis. Armandis has not won like a bunch of big nationals. I mean, he's been Mr. Black Universe. Like, you know, but it's what he does for me because being on stage is one thing, but if you're not making a living being on stage, then what are you doing off stage? And I think
Mhm.
for me, the things that he has contributed to us, me, Reggie, the boys, um, that counts. That counts as being up there because that has set the precedent for like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to move. This is how you need to handle things. This is so if you got this in place, you can now do this stuff over here. So yeah, that's
Okay.
my football.
Oh, gotcha. What is your passion in life?
Making people happy. My passion is truly making people happy, and that is in all aspects of me saying, "Hey, I want to be Mr. Black Universe" or anything else because I want my kids to be able to say that. I want my parents to be able to say that. My grandparents to be able to say that. Hey, my little one or my daddy is a part of Black Universe or any other system, anything else that I do outside. And I think in a industry such as this, like that's an accolade, even if you're not a competitor, to be able to say that my mother, my father is a part of that or any major system, Continental, King and Queen, US of A, all of these things, like that's that's something that's dope to me. That's something to brag on. Aside from that though, making people happy is me cutting hair. Like there's got like throughout my reign, I've cut like hair for guys that's going to prom and maybe didn't have a prom suit. So I teamed with somebody that got them, together for prom. And I did like all of the grooming and haircuts for that. Doing haircuts for just people in the community, going out to get a job and just and I say it all the time and I may just hashtag it or I may put it in the comments, the power of a haircut. And I truly
Mhm.
mean that literally the power of a haircut. You can see a person transform by just simply having a haircut. It brightens a person's day. It makes a person feel better. It gives them life or it gives them the reassurance or it gives them the boost that they need. So that's why I love cutting hair. So um it all ties into making people happy. I love being a stylist. I love giving things or stoning for people. I love putting things on stages when you don't even know that it's me behind it because maybe the entertainer say, hey, don't say nothing, or hey, whatever the case may be. So I don't even post a lot of stuff that I do for people informers of certain systems or this and that. But it's the making people happy is a thing for me. So I think if nothing else, like I'll always do that because I get a joy of seeing somebody else succeed, seeing someone else win, seeing someone else, be happy. So yeah,
What's your legacy? What do you want to leave behind?
that same piece of making people happy. I want that to be my legacy of saying that, hey, you know, that's what he does. That's him. That's Treson. He's gonna give it his all. He's gonna make sure that you're good. He's gonna make sure that if he ride for you, he down for you. Yeah, you one of his, and he gonna always give you that. So I want that aside from anything like aside from all of the pins, medallions, sashes, all of that. I want it to be known that I am for my people through and through.
One word with no explanation that you would say would describe your life overall.
Challenging. My life is challenging because
No explanation.
okay, you're right.
We like to leave it at just that. We just leave it at that.
Challenging.
Challenging. Okay.
Challenging.
There's a
Sheesh.
newcomer watching you or will watch this in the future, and he is interested in doing male lead. What's a piece of advice that you would give him? Mm.
Aside from carrying on someone else's last name and legacy, your first name is yours. So come into this industry being willing to listen, learn, and adapt. Come into this industry being with the understanding that things may change, times may change, and people may change. But if you want to be a part of this industry, you are going to persevere regardless of anything or anybody else. Um, don't be limited. Don't be limited to, oh, I just want to wear costumes. Oh, I just want to be sexy. Oh, I just want to dance. Like, as a male lead, it's tough. It's not the glitz and glam of the girls. You don't have the hair, the gowns, the all of that. So don't limit yourself to one thing because you're comfortable with that. And just have fun. If you're making it a career, then you're gonna have to definitely work much harder to make it a career for as a male lead, but it's not impossible. Um, if you view it as a hobby, still respect those that make it as a career because you don't want to be disrespectful. So even in a hobby, have fun because even with this being a hobby, we're still spending our real life dollars on a hobby. So be serious and be intentional about what you do because at the end of the day, it's your name, it's your legacy.
Okay. Well, you have given us 2 hours and 10 minutes of conversation. You up there with some of the other ones that's done been on a minute. We will have the recap when we dismiss you. So people that are still watching, you can hold on to that. King will ask you the last question. I just want to say thank you for you reaching out to come on. I do think it's important for all stories to be heard. We don't always get a lot of male leads
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Well, I know one of the reasons, but thank you for reaching out. You have been a awesome Mr. Ebony.
Thank
So I would
you.
definitely give you an A there. Always remember to believe in yourself. Don't downplay yourself, Treson, moving forward. Understand that you are worthy, that you are noted, you are seen. And so we just want you to believe that and hear that for yourself. Um, Other than that, we wish you the best of luck. Our well wishes is what I would like to say in November, I think it is.
Yeah.
So if you need anything from us in this platform, reach out, whether we need to post it, your Cash App, a flyer, we will definitely do that. And everyone, again, this weekend, Evidence National's honoring Treson. So if you're in Atlanta or coming to Atlanta, please show up for him. $40, open bar for the people that like to drink. On Sunday, I believe it's 6 p.m. So please make sure that you are supporting not just Treson, but his court, as well as the Ebony family. And if all else fails, I'll be there. So
Yes.
King, go ahead, King.
Wait, are you judging?
I am not because her wedding, Raquel's wedding is Saturday, and
Right.
so
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
bridesmaid, so that's interview, so I can't be there. So I opted out
Right.
to judge, but I will be performing. So,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, go ahead, King.
So we always ask our guests to leave the audience with something. I was going to ask you to leave future or people who are considering male leads, but Queen have already asked that. So I'm going to ask you to just leave us with a nugget, just something that Treson has taken with him that has helped you develop who you want to be.
Um, I'm so happy I didn't cry in this thing because I thought it would be that. Um, One thing I want to leave with people is a nugget because I do have such a hard time with this. Anybody that is listening and watching and under the sound of my voice right now, I want to say do not limit yourself and do not downplay yourself. It's crazy because people will think that you're being arrogant and cocky and things like that, but to get to a certain place, you had to go through something to get to where you are, and you deserve to be able to pop your shit
Yeah.
unapologetically because you've been through the fire. You've been through the fire. So for real, don't downplay yourself because that's something that I still struggle with from time to time, as you can see. So number one, don't downplay yourself, and also stop if you are a procrastinator. Get on it right now, like right this moment. If there's an opportunity that is available for you and you've been procrastinating, get to it right now. It's 10 o'clock tonight, but if you are able to answer an email right now, take that job, take that opportunity, walk into the opportunity that has presented itself to you, because it didn't come to you by chance. It didn't come to you because of anything else. It came to you because it's made for you and it's meant for you. So get on it. Starting tomorrow, the first thing in the morning, reply to whoever and get on that opportunity. Get on that collaboration. Get on that show. Call them people back about that interview. Submit your photos and your resume. Get whatever it is in that you need to get in to let these people know that you are who you say you are, who they think you are. Do not stand in your way, because a lot of times we stand in our own way. So get out of your way and allow things to move on your behalf that's meant for you. Because a lot of times you don't want to look back and say, oh, I wish I could have, or what if this could have been, or what if that could have been, because you were in your own way.
Thank you.
That's my nugget.
And you need to look in the mirror and take your own advice.
Thank you.
Thank you, Treson, for your 2 hours and 28-minute interview. We appreciate you. And again, this will stay up for people that's going to go back and watch it. It'll be on YouTube forever. So if you are coming in late, you can always go back. Again, this weekend, Ebony International, we will see you this weekend. Go ahead and finish that final walk number and all of that.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, it's gonna be good. Show up, because it's gonna be good. I've been sewing. I got a little more sewing to do, but y'all come out. It's gonna be a good time. It's really gonna be a good time.
All right, we'll get to work.
We'll see you, Treson. Thank you for everything.
Bye,
We'll see you this weekend.
All right, y'all have a good night.
You too. All right, King. How was that?
It was good. I learned some things that I didn't know.
He definitely knows how to talk.
He's loquacious, but I did learn some things about him that I didn't know. So it was good.
I mean, I did too. So, but yeah, so that was good. We always try to bring in everyone. So next week we have a true legend. She's been in the game 40 years. So I'm interested. She's a different flavor. We like to mix it. So I'm very excited about her because I like her, but I definitely want to get into some conversation with her. So again, Ebony International this weekend, y'all come out and support the Ebony family. Come out and support the contestants. That's who's important. Come out and support me. I'm on my way to a pageant and I need some money. And I'll just slam. But
make sure y'all hit that cash out.
Or the Apple Pay.
Or
the Zelle. But yeah, so we'll see you all once again next Tuesday here at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time with our guest. We will drop her tomorrow at 10. Anything you need to say, King?
No. Everyone have a peaceful night and a great productive week.
A great productive week, yes. All right, we'll see y'all later. Bye.